Okay, so I recently got this sweatshirt from Uniqlo, but it was too long, so I tried to shrink it in boiling water, and the result is, well, more on that later. First, let's start with the fabric. The sweatshirt is made from 100% cotton French terry. 100% cotton is generally considered to be better than cheaper polycotton blends, but it really depends on what you value. The former is more breathable, more summer appropriate, and will fade over time to give a vintage look. On the other hand, polycotton will hold its shape better, won't shrink, and peel less. More on the peeling soon. Overall, on a fashion piece like this, I'd say 100% cotton is preferable. Next, the French terry. Not to be confused with terry cloth. Terry cloth, typically used in towels, has two sides which are looped, while French terry has a smooth side and a loop side. Obviously, at this price point, you're not getting a loop wheel French terry knitted in Wakayama. But what I can say is that the hand feel is decently soft, feels comfortable on the skin, though not very fluffy, springy or thick, which I suppose is what you expect from a mid-weight sweatshirt like this. I've asked Uniqlo for the exact weight, but they like 99% of sweatshirts, this French terry is knitted vertically, so you can expect it to shrink vertically in the right conditions, compared to the gold standard 12-ounce Champion reverse weave, knitted horizontally to reduce vertical shrinkage. Again, more on the shrinkage later. It's slightly stretchy, but not as much as the Uniqlo merino wool sweater, if that matters to you. Okay, time for some durability tests. Uniqlo says that the lining is resistant to peeling, so I rubbed it 100 times, and the good news is, it works. The bad news is that, well, just kidding, there's no bad news. While we're at it, I did the same on the outside layer and on the 82% cotton, 18% poly ribbing, and the results were likewise the same. More importantly, the first sign of wear on most sweatshirts is usually the collar ribbing going out of shape. So I stretched it 100 times, and again, there were no visible signs of wear. So based on all these not so scientific tests, I'd say at the very least, this sweatshirt is suitable as a daily beater and likely won't fall apart after one season. In terms of construction, there's the classic V-shaped gusset at the collar and a rounded one at the back. You'll frequently see this in vintage sweatshirts, and it's there to prevent the collar from going out of shape, though it's more decorative than functional these days. The gusset is made from the same fabric as the main body. Not that it's a bad thing, but I would have preferred it made from the ribbing material instead. It's a detail more commonly found in vintage sweatshirts. But obviously, this is a mass market sweatshirt meant to cater to mass market tastes. Okay, another detail that isn't inherently bad but not what I prefer is the satin sleeve. Most sleeves, including on t-shirts, polo shirts, and dress shirts, are attached this way, whereby the sleeve panel is sewn around the armhole, followed by one continuous seam sewn along the side of the body and sleeve seam. It creates a cleaner and more defined shoulder, but on a garment with sportswear roots like the sweatshirt, a sporty raglan sleeve looks more correct to my eye. I'm wearing a size S, and here are the measurements for reference. The shoulder seam goes past my shoulders to create a drop shoulder effect. The sleeves are definitely too long, and the hem ends at mid-crotch. Like my sweaters and jackets, I much prefer my sweatshirts to sit on my hips. I could have gone with an XS, but according to the size chart, it's only a few cm shorter here and there, and judging by how it's way too long everywhere, I don't think it would have made much of a difference. I tried soaking it in boiling water for an hour, but it didn't shrink. So with sweatshirts still wet, I went to my local laundromat to hit the dryers.
1 hour later.
And here are the results. Notice anything different? Me neither. That's cause it didn't shrink. The before and after measurements didn't even change by half a centimeter. So if like me, this fits long on you, don't waste your time trying to shrink it. You can flip the cuffs to shorten the sleeves, but the extra bulk is unsightly. The sweatshirt is comfortable to wear on its own, but I prefer wearing a layer underneath. I like how the collar is large enough such that when worn with a t-shirt, the t-shirt collar peeks through a little. And of course, if your style leans more Ivy, and OCBD works well too. And for all you watch-wearing folks, the cuff is neither too tight nor loose. It doesn't bunch up whether I'm wearing a thin Casio or a thick chronograph. So at $39.90 SGD at full retail, I think this sweater is fairly priced and worth getting, assuming it fits. You're getting a super basic style in a medium weight fabric, which is probably what you want in a versatile sweatshirt. Though if you prefer details like a raglan sleeve or the absence of a gusset, you'd want to look elsewhere. Style aside, sweatshirts are mostly sewn the same way, whether budget or luxury, so quality largely boils down to the fabric. In that aspect, the extreme resistance to shrinkage and pilling is a huge plus, considering it's not even marketed as being shrink resistant, unlike the Champion reverse weave. Still, this sweatshirt doesn't fit me, so I'll probably try to sell it after this video. Okay, now watch this video. Until next time, stay subtle.